Shalom, shalom to the elect. All right, I want to start off by saying Kal Halalim, La Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. All praises and honor and glory is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash, and double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone that rule well. All right, who I learned this truth from. And blessings and salutations to the elect, man. All right, you brothers and you few sisters that take heed. All right, I'm just on the road. It's a Sunday morning. I'm coming from camp, but after work, I went to camp and then work, so I'm going home. I was listening to the apostles' street ministry. I was just meditating, waiting for the Spirit to hit me. And I wanted to speak about certain things. And Lord's will, the Spirit will guide me. The Spirit of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. Something I mentioned at camp today was, we're all vessels, as we know, right? We're all vessels. And the Lord fills us up. But as Yahweh Shai mentioned, I believe in the book of Matthew, right? He gave a portion unto each man, right? Some 10-fold, 20-fold, etc. And the point being is that we're all vessels, and there's certain levels, man, right? Brothers can withstand a certain threshold. Brothers can understand a certain threshold, which is fine, right? You have brothers that are great into the Hebrew, excellent in the Hebrew, in the Lashon Kodash, or the Paleo Hebrew, right? You got brothers that are excellent in prophecy, excellent in breakdowns of scriptures. You got brothers that have multiples of that, right? That's a talented brother. And if you're one of those men where you can do multiple things, you should be, right? But brothers that aren't, you shouldn't be so hard on yourself. The book of Sirach, right, in the Apocrypha, I forget the chapter, but it mentions basically don't plague yourself in your mind, don't chasten yourself in your heart, in your mind. Lord's will, if I remember, I'll put it up in the comment board. All right, but as the book of Ecclesiastes also says, be not over righteous. So if you have a talent, you build on that, and then as you pray in your daily prayers, you ask the Lord if there be any more talents, let me find them, let me discover them, and let me build upon them, right? But again, the point is, we're all just vessels, man. And on the left hand side, you got these demons, right? They practice the occult, right? They practice the occult, and they do ceremonies, they have rites, and they have to do a bunch of other things, right? Which I'm not going to say on YouTube. But even them, there's levels, man. There's certain levels, because certain people bug out. They think they can handle things, and then they just bug out, right? Like certain people, they want to be on the level of an Aleister Crowley, which he was plagued in the mind, right? And when they reach a quarter of that, they'll just bug out, a regular person. All right, so my point again being is, brothers, don't be so hard on yourself, man. You see a brother that's into a subject, right? if he's into a subject, suppose he's into, like I said, prophecy, or maybe breakdowns, or maybe history, whatever it is, and that demon comes on you of jealousy, self-pity, right? Again, just plaguing your mind, man, your mentis, right? It's not good for you, man. Again, you should always ask and pray to the Lord for guidance, right? But I wanted to also speak on the apostles' ministry, where they were mentioning a beautiful point in the beginning about plowing, right? And when you look up the plowing, turn your back on the plow, I believe, in Luke 9:62. When you look it up in the commentary, it was mentioned in its hard, rough, rugged land or earth, right? Which means it takes a lot of work. It's rough, and it is after, certain people, man, they can't take it anymore, because it starts, quote unquote, interfering with their life, right? But that's what the whole point of the sacrifice is. That's what Apostle Gabar said, right? He made that very good point about that's part of the sacrifice, right? Right now we're on the altar, right? We're like the lamb and the goat, burning incense, that sweet savor to the Lord, by doing the videos, by counseling brothers, helping brothers, being a brother, part of the brotherhood, right? Doing the videos, going on the highways, gathering together, doing the high holy days, sending up the prayers and the curses, right? This is all a sacrifice, right? Getting scoffed at, people watching your videos, your family members, laughing at you, it's all part of the sacrifice. But men get weary and tired of that. But whoever said that this was going to be easy, when you look up plowing in the ancient world, right? And like I said, you should watch the Apostles' street ministry, right? Brothers should be watching that every week. The elder Ramah in a UK, right? Shalom to that brother, to the elder, right? He mentioned that months ago. I remember I caught on his live stream. He said he recommends all the brothers should be watching the Apostle Street Ministry, and I concur. All the brothers should be watching that weekly. It's very, very spiritual, very enlightening, informative, edifying, right? I get a lot of times I get my answers questioned, right? I'll have a question in my mind, and then I'll hear that one of the apostles or the bishops or elders mention. I'm like, oh man, Tawadi how Bashim Yaushai Bashim Kakudash. Right? That's the spirit. But anyway, yeah, man, this is part of the sacrifice. So brothers that get tired of this, right? I mean, hey, you gotta pray, but you might not be the elect, man, right? And that's why we tell brothers, man, look into this, right? The scriptures say, when a man goeth to war, he counteth the cost, right? You got to count the cost of this, man. What are you really getting yourself into? We never said it's going to be easy. We never gave you a date, an ETA. When's the Lord coming? When's the ETA on that? There's no ETA, man. There's signs and there's tokens, which we're at the end. If I'm not gonna sit here and try to convince anybody that we're at the friggin' end, right? Because we're at the fucking end right now, man. All right, this is it. All right, you're in this generation. You're in the end times. You're in the apocalyptic times. All right, but yeah, man, you brothers gotta pray to the Lord, stay in the spirit. Don't be too hard on yourself, man. Don't put burdens on yourself. It's just certain things that I was meditating on, that I've heard, that I've gone through in my experiences, that I've heard from the apostles and elders and men over me, from counsel, rebuke, advice, right? Don't be too hard on yourself, man. And on the flip side, there's a balance. Don't be a sluggard. Don't be lenient. Don't be too lenient, right? You gotta check yourself as well. You gotta examine yourself, right? Because hey, man, Satan's out here. All these portals, man, with this friggin' internet and all these demons, the AI. Hey, man, it's about to turn up, right? It's really about to turn up, man. You know. But anyway, I don't want to be a blabbermouth, man. I hardly brought out any scriptures, but I hope that was edifying. You know, whoever was edified, you know, that's beautiful, you know. I hope you were. So, Kal Halalim La Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem Racha HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles of GMS who rule well, and salutations and blessings unto you elect out there. Alright, Shalom.